healthy means fitness fans. Okay, I am going to do another smoothie video today, and this one is going to be beet centric, and then we also have collagen as well. That seems to be a really trending thing that's happening now, is collagen. A lot of collagen peptides out there. So today we're going to use the same base. I really love smoothies because they are a great way to get vitamins and minerals into your diet, as well as fiber. And when you use probiotic bases, which, by the way, this also has probiotics in it, prebiotics, which are basically the fibrous parts of fruits and vegetables, are the food for probiotics. So when you put a whole bunch of gut bugs in your gut and then they just kind of sit there and they don't have anything to eat, remember, we're talking about the good gut bugs. These guys want to eat fruits and vegetables. They want to eat fiber, okay? That is their preferred diet. When they don't have that, you start to actually change your microbiome, and the good guys start dying out. It's like really sad. They get old and they're on walkers and they just kind of die. But the bad bugs, the ones that we don't want, the parasitic bugs, like actual parasites, helminths, like the actual worms, right? Liver flukes, all of those things, even the microscopic ones like Giardia and Candida, okay, that yeast overgrowth in the gut. Those guys love sugar and processed foods. So since these guys don't really love that, they love everything from the earth, if you don't give them things from the earth, they start to die out a really sad, slow death. And sometimes when you lose certain strains, you actually cannot repopulate the gut, no matter what you do. So it's really important to try not to let these guys die out. Now, there are things like fecal transplants that have been used for a really long time in human history all over the world, and we're now using them in science, in Western medicine more and more, and we're seeing all the massive benefits, including neurological disease reversal, because we're actually able to get the things that have died out back into the gut. So on with the smoothie. This is, like I said, beet centric. We're gonna start with the same base we did for my last smoothie. We're gonna do low fat plain kefir. And I like low fat, if you remember, because vitamins A and D, which are in here, really good for your eyes, really good for your immune system, your hair, everything, they need fat in order to properly absorb. So low fat. But if you want to use non-fat for this smoothie, you can, because you have the plant fats from the avocado, and that will give you your fats. Again, you can substitute this with a plant-based yogurt if you're vegan. We have 12 active cultures, 12 strains of cultures, so really good variety of strains in here. Of course, there's about like 30 billion actual little bugs, but 12 strains. And I'm gonna measure out about a half a cup, and I can pretty much eyeball that at this point because I do smoothies a lot. So a half a cup of kefir, 1 cup of pineapple. You know I love my pineapple. Remember, I used this in my last smoothie. So I love having ingredients in the fridge that I can use for multiple things. When I cut up a pineapple, I don't just use it for smoothies. I actually make pineapple marinade for my ribeyes. Yeah, it is as good as it sounds. So I use pineapple for a lot of things when I have it. The thing I hate probably more than a lot of other things is letting food that I buy, especially beautiful food from the earth, die in my fridge. I hate that. It's like, it just grates on me, and then all I picture is money going in the garbage, and I hate that. So I don't eat the same thing every single day, and I don't get bored, but I do incorporate those fruits and vegetables that I prep over the weekend and have in the fridge ready to go. I use them in a lot of different recipes, a lot of different variety of things to do with them. So we're gonna do a half a cup of avocado, so we get our good healthy plant fat. and it's gonna add a little bit of creamy texture to the smoothie. We have 1 cup of beets. Now these beets are the purple/red jewel beets. These are actually roasted, so I prepped these. I just take one day and I prep a lot of stuff. And these guys are roasted. So if you've never roasted a beet, really cool. I wash these out super great. And if you haven't seen my video on how to properly wash your fruits and vegetables, go to that video and check it out. I properly wash these, and then I peel them and I chop the ends off, and I individually wrap each beet in tin foil. So they're little beet balls in my oven. And I put my oven anywhere between 400 to 425, totally depends on your oven, for about an hour. And I do these at the same time that I roast potatoes, or I roast carrots, or any of my other root vegetables, squash, because then I only have to heat my oven once and I get multiple things roasted at the same time. So when you take these guys out, you want to let them cool for a little bit, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of steam in those packets. And it kind of helps to seal in and steam finish the beet after all that roasting. So let it cool in the little foil, and then when it's cool to touch, then open it, and still be mindful that there could be steam in there, so be careful. But then you peel open the foil, and you have these beautiful little jewels waiting for you. Okay, so we're gonna put that in there. Instead of last smoothie that I did, I used Sweet Leaf Sweet Drops that had stevia as a sweetener and vanilla. I'm not going to do that this time. This time, and you can though, if you want to do that because you don't have collagen mixes, great, go ahead and do that. I happen to love this Garden of Life. It's a collagen peptide. Okay, it's actually flavored, and I don't know if you could read that, but it's cranberry pomegranate, and it has biotin and silica and vitamin C, and it also has 1.5 billion probiotics, so we're getting even more probiotics in here. This already has flavor and sweetness in it, so this is going to act as our stevia, okay? But it is going to have 2,500 micrograms of biotin. Really awesome component for hair and nails and skin collagen, okay? And then it has obviously collagen peptides as well. So we're getting a lot of cool things in here. As you can see, we're pretty full in the cup, but there's a lot of space. And I fill that with water. I really love my smoothies to be drinkable texture. I don't want them to be super, super thick. So I use a really good amount of water. Oh, and I forgot the base of my blender, so I'm gonna grab that. There we go. I like to keep it real here in the kitchen. Sometimes you forget things. Okay, so we're gonna blend this up. Like a nice drinkable watery texture, and so beautiful the color in here. It's so pretty. There is a little bit of iron in beets. Beets have a lot of potassium, so here we go again. 2% of Americans only get their recommended amount of potassium, so 98% of us are not getting our recommended daily allowance of a lot of things. We're deficient in a lot of things, actually. So this smoothie, I am going to put all of the nutritional information in the description below, so you can check it out just like I did last time. Calories, macronutrients, the really big micronutrients that have, you know, what I would call significant percentage counts in there. We're going to put that in there. I am going to put links for you to see where I got the nutritional information, so you can fact check it if you want, if you're science minded. And then I'm gonna put a link about a condition, I think they call it betaluria. And basically it means that if you've never eaten red beets before, your bathroom visits are going to be possibly interesting, okay? 10 to 15% of people that eat red beets do not metabolize the chemical in the beets that makes them red. That means it passes through your system in your bathroom visits, and you get a nice, lovely red color in the toilet. That can be really freaky for a lot of people if they've never seen it before. So if you're new to beets and you do try them, okay, and you a day, 2 days later, you notice, first of all, if it's 2 days later, that means that your digestion is slow. Just a tip. But you know, within 24 to 48 hours, if you notice that you're having interesting colors in your bathroom visits, please be aware that it probably is the beets, okay? It can actually be a sign of anemia, so you really want to be mindful of that. If you do happen to know that you already run anemic, then that's like me, then you probably will be one of the 10 to 15% of people that notice that you have colorful surprises in your bathroom moments. But also keep in mind that anemia can come from two main sources, okay? You are either not getting enough iron, or you're not getting enough vitamin C to absorb the iron. So minerals need vitamins to absorb properly. And some vitamins need fat to absorb properly. So there are different ways that you can actually wind up getting deficiencies. And if you are anemic, you happen to run anemic, you ever have a moment of anemia, just be sure that you know that it's not just iron. If your doctor recommends that you take an iron supplement, it's probably going to be really smart for you to also increase your vitamin C intake at the same time. You cannot overdose on vitamin C. There has never in the history of medicine ever been an overdose or a danger of too much vitamin C. If you have a crazy hyperloaded amount, you could have things like diarrhea, whatever. But you really want to increase your vitamin C intake if you find yourself anemic. That could actually be the root cause and not the iron itself. A lot of people will supplement with iron and then they wind up getting constipated, they feel terrible. If you get too much iron, and it can actually build up in your system, if you get too much, then you start noticing other things. So just be mindful of that and kind of figure it out for your own body. Talk with your doctor if you need to, whatever. But this collagen blend has a really good amount of vitamin C. And then the beets are going to have a small amount of iron. So we're going to test this out. So freaking good. It's actually really sweet without being super sugary. And there's a ton of fiber in here, from the beets to the pineapple to the avocado. Great amounts of fiber. So you're going to have beautiful prebiotics floating around to feed your probiotics that you just put in. And then you're going to increase your fiber intake just with something simple like a smoothie. It's a great way to get things in without having to eat pounds and pounds and pounds of produce and cook it up on the stove every single day. Like I said before, I am going to put all of the nutritional information in the description below. Feel free to leave me a comment. If you like things like this, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I am going to continue to post things for all aspects of wellness. We're going to have things for mind, body, soul. I am going to be talking about a lot of mind, body, soul things that basically relate to each chakra. So we're going to start doing chakra-oriented videos and discussing things that fall into those different chakra categories. But that's it. So hopefully this is sort of like a fun way, if you've never tried beets, to try them out. Again, remember, if I prep things on one day, spinach, beets, pineapple, whatever, I have it in my fridge. Beets are great. Once you roast them up, you can use them for a whole bunch of things. You can put them in your smoothie, which they can still be raw, but I prefer to have them cooked. You can use them in beet salad. You can use them with your spinach for beet salad. You can pickle them, which I also did. So there are so many things you can do with prepped food that give you a ton of variety. It's just sometimes being educated or kind of given the ideas of what to do so that it becomes a habit and becomes super easy and you always have variety in your fridge. If you have any questions, you can always comment below. If you have any experiences that you wanted to share, you can always put those in the comments below. Again, subscribe if you like it. You'll get pinged with all of the new videos, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.